Hey guys, what's up? The new Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker trailer came out earlier today, and we're going to look at it, review it, and break it down. So without prolonging this too much, let's get into it.
It's an instinct.
Here at the beginning, we see Rey, and clearly she is training, but most importantly, in the background we hear a voice. Now some people think that this is Anakin Skywalker. I don't think it sounds like him. I think it sounds more like Finn than it does Anakin Skywalker, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Feeling. The Force brought us together. We're not alone.
Alright, finally, Lando returns. We knew he was coming back because of the first trailer, but I am so excited that he finally comes back, because I don't think you can wrap up the trilogy without having Lando in it. He was such a loved character in the original trilogy. There's no way you cannot have him.
Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Alright, this shot of Kylo Ren right here is probably one of my favorite shots in this whole trailer. He just looks so amazing in this scene. Alright, I'll admit, when I first saw this shot right here, I thought it was just like a big iceberg floating in space, but when you look back, I think it's just an iceberg or something that's sitting on water, and I think the water is so clear that it's reflecting and making it look like a floating iceberg in space. But I just think that this is some iceberg or crystal island, and that happens to be on a planet, and that it's sitting on a bed of water that makes it look like it's floating because of the way it reflects off the water. Alright, the shot of the throne. I think this is Palpatine's throne that he's ultimately going to be using in the movie, but there's some people who think already that it could be Vader's throne on Mustafar, which I don't think is the case, because I don't think Palpatine would have let him have a throne because he's not the Emperor, but I think that it looks amazing with the spikes, by the way. Now this is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. A submerged Star Destroyer coming out from underneath the water. Now, I think they're drawing from the comic books when the Mon Cala fleet took off, which I think is really cool. Alright, a shot of the ships. We see the Millennium Falcon with its brand new satellite dish, by the way. Don't know when they got that. But we see to the right the Ghost ship. Now, this is probably what I'm most excited for, not gonna lie. I'm hoping to see Hera, but when you look in this Millennium Falcon, you also see Lando and Chewie are the ones who flying it if you look very closely. Now, we see all the other ships, we see some of the bombers that we saw in the other movie, and a crap ton of others. And now I don't have the patience to look here at every single one, but there are a couple people I saw on other people on social media who say that they've seen Slave One. I don't. I've been looking here for a while. I've seen this trailer a couple times, but I don't think that there's Slave One in this shot. Okay, this shot with C-3PO is a little confusing. Either they're upgrading him in some way, and that will ultimately lose his memory, or they're trying to extract his memory because of all the things that he saw during the prequels and the original trilogy. Maybe that in some way they need information to help beat the Emperor. But that's the theory I want to go with. I don't want to think that they're turning him to this some like ultimate fighting robot. I don't want that. But maybe they're trying to get his memories from the past in some way that makes it fatal for him. Okay, and here in the background real quick, we hear Luke Skywalker's voice talking. I think it's clearly Luke's voice. I don't think it could be anyone else's. For me, it makes sense for it to be Luke because Luke was involved in Rey's life beforehand in The Last Jedi. Okay, so here is the next scene. So we see the new Death Star type thing going on the Star Destroyers, but the difference is that it looks like every Star Destroyer has this like Death Star laser technology, and we see that the Resistance is trying to destroy them with the bombers. Now this scene here, I'll be 100% honest with you. I like it and I hate it. I don't like it because people riding horses in the battle is something that we've seen before. To me, it's just like, okay, it's just another like horse riding in the battle scene that we've seen in war movies before. So I don't think it doesn't wow me too much, to be 100% honest with you. Okay, so we see a couple shots here. We see Rey and Kylo Ren in the Death Star throne room, and it looks like what they're going to be battling in the throne room. And it transitions again to what it looks like to be Rey and Kylo Ren destroying a statue of Darth Vader. Now what I think is going on here, I think it's Rey trying to destroy it because her swing is a little bit more pronounced than Kylo Ren, and I think Kylo Ren is trying to stop her from destroying it, or maybe it's them two battling and it just happens to be in the crossfire between the two of them battling and it gets destroyed. Okay, I want to stop here because it shows Palpatine. Now Palpatine, it looks like some kind of mechanic chair. Either it's like a mechanic chair for him to get around, or it's like an actual thing that he needs to survive. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, to see if it's actually him physically there or if he's like possessed someone, because I'm not too sure on Palpatine coming back, even though I'm excited for it, to be honest, to see how it plays out. But to me, it kind of ruins Anakin Skywalker's sacrifice to save Luke in the original trilogy, because it kind of ruins the whole idea of the Chosen One for me. Like, how is he the Chosen One? How did he bring balance to the Force if the Emperor survived this whole time? And he's just been manipulating the events for the past 30-something years until he decided to come back now. Okay, and that's how it ends, with Luke and Leia saying, "The Force will be with you always." And that pretty much sums it up. Now, I'm excited for this movie. I'm excited to see how they're going to bring Palpatine back exactly, how they're going to continue his character. But I'm hoping that they bring Anakin back, because the first two trilogies were ultimately about Anakin, how his rise through the Jedi, how he became Darth Vader, and how he ultimately redeemed himself by sacrificing himself to save Luke. I don't think you can end the Star Wars main trilogy without bringing Anakin back in some way. Like, even if he's just the Force Ghost, I'll be totally happy with that. Even if he only gets like one scene, totally satisfied. I don't care, as long as he's in it in some way. So hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown of the Rise of Skywalker trailer. And if you want more Star Wars related content, I have more videos planned. so stick around for more.